Hey everybody, it's Benita. Yeah, I'm already in the bed, but I'm sorry I haven't been able to come live. Um, I've had a lot on my mind lately, and I just need to get focused and everything. I have some guests coming on my show, so um, I need to get focused on that and everything. Um, but what I want to share with you guys, what I will be sharing with you all coming up soon. It pertains to, my journey continuing. Um, you guys know I've always been very transparent with you all, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon or at all. So I want to still be transparent with you. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is um, back in 2007. I don't know if many of you remember I shared briefly about when they first told me that they saw something on my brain and it looked as if it was cancer which had metastasized from somewhere else and that I didn't have very long to live. That was in 2007, I believe. And at that time, the diagnosis that I had received, they were telling me was not typical of someone like me. And so my neurologist at that time had told me to go and talk to my parents about my DNA because what was showing up in my medical records didn't match what he was looking at. So, which was me. So, I'm 56, and so many of you know that if you're my age, our parents was not really big on dredging up the past or, different things. They would tell you stories, but it would depend on how far they wanted to go back. So when my father had already passed by then, so I went to my mother to ask her the questions my doctor told me to ask. He were very specific questions he told me to ask. And so I did. And at first, the questions made her very uncomfortable, which I understand now. I didn't understand it then because, it was questions I needed answers to for medical reasons. And so the questions made her very uncomfortable. So she kind of blew me off, and I could tell not only was she uncomfortable, she seemed at that time to be a little angry with me. She kind of hung up on me. So I was disappointed and I didn't get the answers I needed. So I went back to my neurologist and I told him I couldn't get the answers I needed. And he said to me, well, you have to keep trying because this is important. This will help us know how to treat you, all of that kind of stuff. This will help us know, if this is something hereditary or if this is something rare or, it'll let us know how better to treat you. So I go back to my mom and I explained to her again what the neurologist said. And so this time she did give me a little information. And again, that was like 2007. And around maybe a year or so before then, my daughter had got diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And we couldn't figure that out. And then the oncologist told me a few things. And he said to me, he said, well, maybe you should check this and check that. And I'm just like, okay. So by 2007, by the time my doctor suggested to me, I've heard it twice now. Fast forward to today, in March of this year, my new neurologist he says to me the same thing that I heard back in 2007. And so my mom passed away 2 years ago. And so I have a little information that she gave me, but not enough to be intelligently informed. So I called my aunt, and then my aunt gave me more information that I needed, and it made a lot of sense. And I started doing some research, and and so now I know. So I'm going to tell you about that and how I don't think it was intentionally hidden from me. I just think sometimes parents during that era, they certain things just wasn't talked about with the children. I that's the way I look at it. So I'm going to talk to you about that. And then the other thing I want to share with you, how being on this journey of living with 2 different types of brain tumors for 11 years has really just now this year, I'll say about the last 5 months, taken a really, really heavy emotional and financial toll on me, more financial than anything. So I want to talk to you guys about that. And like I said, I've always been transparent with you all, and I'm not going to stop being transparent now. So it's, I'm absolutely proud of myself for being able to maintain for these 11 years that I have been able to maintain as a single woman, my home, my vehicles, and everything that I had worked hard for before I got really, really ill. And so those are the things I want to share with you. I may have to move. So you guys won't be surprised when you hear about that. I always want you to hear it from me first and only, because I'm the only one that can tell my story, and I'm the only one that can tell it truthfully, So those 2 things, I mean, it's incredible when you live your whole life and then you get to be in your 50s and then you find out, just find out different things. I'm thankful that my aunt took the time to talk to me honestly and openly. I would always appreciate that, appreciate her for that. So, and I think of all my mom's sisters, she was the closest to my mother. So I'm thankful that she took the time out and talked to me. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. I'm going to talk to you about how important it is to know your ancestry, to know your history, to know your DNA, to know medical history, ask questions, because you might not know, but that DNA, your doctors can tell you a hell of a lot more than anybody else can. When they start breaking down your blood and your DNA and your chromosome and your everything that's structural that makes you, they can tell you some real truth about some things, and then they're able to point you in the direction that you need to go to get the answers that you need to get. So as you can tell, I'm not feeling 100%. And I think a lot of what I'm going through now is just stress, the financial stress and financial weight that I'm under right now. I think that's really attributing to how I'm feeling right now. So, and like I said, I'm always going to be transparent with you all.